I want to review and summarize some of the main points we've been talking about, and I want to talk about song structure and form, how you string together these verses and choruses and pre-choruses and bridges. There's lots of different standard formats for ways to string them together. So let's look at some of the key points we've looked at. Now, verses, the chord progression doesn't have to be particularly strong. It can be a weak or what we call fragile progression. It's often a repeating pattern of a few chords that are used, and the melody is in the lower part of the range of the song. The lyrics give us information about the story or the characters. You develop your idea in the lyrics at that point. And they usually have the same melody, but different lyrics. When you repeat the verse throughout the song, the melody is the same, but the story changes, the lyric changes. In the chorus, the progression is usually nice and strong, and it's usually short and repetitive. And it emphasizes the tonic chord. Now, these aren't rules, but these are sort of standard formats. The melody is usually in a higher range, which is a bit more exciting and dramatic. And the lyric and the melody are usually the same each time, because this is your opportunity to really drive home your hook or your main theme of the song. And the chorus lyrics usually sum up the heart of the song. And the pre-chorus, the part that usually comes between the verse and the chorus, it's a section at the end of the verse that builds up the energy and intensity. It creates anticipation for the upcoming chorus, and it often has an ascending melodic line. And it's usually useful when the verse is fairly bland. It doesn't venture too far harmonically and the melody's in a narrow range. It can really add some excitement to lead up to the chorus. The bridge, now this is a unique section that not every song uses, but it's usually after several repetitions of the verse and the chorus, and it has a completely different melody and different lyrics and different chord progression. It's new material that's entered into the song. It provides a break from the repetition of verses and choruses, and the lyric often provides change or twist or dramatic insight, revealing insight into the storyline. And it usually really builds and intensifies the energy, and the melody is usually in the highest range. Often if there's a solo, it's part or all of the bridge section, but this is the real climax of the tune, and often there's a modulation at the end leading to several repetitions of the chorus to really bring that resolution and drive home the main hook. So let's look at some forms that are used, standard forms. Now, in a really simple format, we have verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. Those are for simple songs that are obviously fairly repetitive and they don't have pre-choruses and bridges. And we refer to these sections as A sections and B sections. The chorus is B. So you can just repeat verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It can get a bit monotonous, but if you have a strong lyric or melody, it could carry it. Another common form is verse, chorus, and then bridge, chorus. And this is great for when you obviously have a bridge to incorporate it. It's a nice break from the repetitive nature up until that point. Then we have another format which starts on the chorus, B-A, B-A, and that starts with the chorus first, so it really grabs the listener right away. You jump right in with your hook and your main theme, and you sell that song right from the beginning, and then tell your story, and then drive home the chorus again. So this really features and focuses on the chorus. If you have a good, strong, catchy hook that's the theme of the song, this is a good way to really drive it home. Now another one, this is a very common form, is verse, verse, chorus, and then verse, chorus, chorus. So this is good if you have a really strong lyric or melody. You really get to develop your storyline there, but you have to have it fairly strong because it's a while until you get to the chorus, which is sort of a climactic or peak moment. Now you got to understand, when you're working with song construction, you want to have contrast between sections. You want to have some dips and resolutions, some denouement. You want to have big dips and curves or smaller ones, but the idea of building the intensity, bringing it down, building it up, bringing it down, you're really leading the listener along. So in this case, it's a long build up until the chorus. So if you have a strong melody or lyric to carry it, this will work great, and it really gets the listener eager to get that resolution at the chorus. And then after that, you reprise the verse, but you only have one, so you get to the chorus quicker. So this is a really common format, and then you repeat the chorus twice to really drive it home. And these forms aren't written in stone. You can, for example, use this form and then insert a bridge after there, and then maybe back to the chorus. And finally, if you're using pre-choruses, it's going to come between the verse and the chorus. So you can go verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. And these are great on faster tempo songs because the sections go by fairly quickly. But you can have verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then maybe a bridge, or maybe two choruses and then a bridge. So you can obviously experiment with this structure, but these are some guidelines to get you started in common forms that are used in a lot of pop music. Now, I want to talk briefly about jazz form because it's slightly different. We've been referring to A and B sections here pertaining to verse and chorus, but with jazz, it's slightly different. We use the term A and B to mean something different. Now, standard jazz form is 32 bars, and you have an A section and then a bridge, but it's not the same as a bridge that we talk about in pop music, like over here. Here, we're talking about introducing new material. It's a change. It's dramatic intensity. There's a change in the lyric. In jazz form, you have an A section and a B section, and the B section is referred to as the bridge. So standard form would be 32 bars. You have an 8-bar A section, a repetition of the 8-bar A, and then a bridge, which is new material, usually modulates somewhere, usually a fourth away, or commonly a fourth away, of course not always, and then a reprise of the last A. And with jazz standards, you'll have, let's say, the main melody stated for 32 bars, and then you have soloists that improvise, and they're always improvising over this form, AABA, AABA, and then the vocalist or melody will come back in and reprise the melody again, but they're always following the structure, and 32 bars is a common structure. Sometimes the last A has an extra 4 bars added on. It might be 8, 8, 8, 12, or other varieties, but this is standard. Another one is to go ABAB. For 32-bar songs, like, for example, Green Dolphin Street might work this way, where you have 8 bars of an A section, 8 bars of, it's not really a bridge, it's kind of like an A prime, an A with a variety or variation to it, and then you'll repeat that A and then B. So it's 8, 8, 8, 8. And a variation of this is changing up the B section the second time and varying it so it becomes a little bit unique, and we call that a C section. So you might have A, B, A, C, where you have A, 8 bars, B, 8 bars, then this A is a reprise of this one, and then the last 8 bars is a variation of this, and that's a very common form too. And of course, there's all kinds of other forms. These are the standard ones. You take, for example, a song like I'll Remember April, where the form is AAB, or same thing with Night and Day, it's AAB, but the A sections are a lot longer than 8. They're 16 bars long, and those are 48-bar forms, 16, 16, and 16. But this is just to give you an idea of how jazz form is looked at and structured slightly differently than the verse, chorus, and pre-chorus and bridge type of format in popular music. So that's it for now. I just wanted to review these things and talk about form. There's some ideas to think about as you're constructing your songs and putting them together. Stay tuned, and in the next video, I want to talk a little bit more about hooks.